everyone. I, CA Pragya Jain, on behalf of the Professional Skill Enrichment Committee of ICAI, welcome all the participants in today's webcast. Speak up, stand out, and the art of connecting. And today, for the most demanding topic, we have with us the CA Minaz Cyrus Surti. And I welcome to today's resource person, CA Minaz ma'am, and other present over here. So, without further ado, let we start with the introduction of Minaz Madam, and it's a great privilege to me to introduce her today in today's demanding topic. So, Minaz Ma'am is a chartered accountant from Surat. She has been in this profession for the last 25 years. She has been serving as a deputy auditor in Surat Municipal Corporation from last 22 years. Alongside the profession, she is interested in spiritual and occult sciences and has been learning and practicing various modalities like automating writing, access bars, handwriting analysis, numerology, card reading, crystal therapy, water therapy, and much more. She is also a healer, author, motivational speaker, talk therapist, and a life coach. She is also inclined towards social activities and does that under the banner of her trust, Ushta Karaman Foundation. We welcome you, ma'am, here in this webcast, and this session is all yours, madam. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you very much, dear Pragya.
Thank you.
A very good evening to all of my professional colleagues today who have joined and spared that very precious time with us. Also, a deep gratitude to the divine, my parents and my kids over here. I would like to express that first. And a big, big thanks to ICAI for setting up this committee for enriching the skills of chartered accountants to shine out in this world and make a mark of our fraternity, because these skills are very important in our lives. Dear friends, nowadays, along with various degrees and certification courses, everyone needs a good command over various soft skills. These skills are very crucial for success in virtually any kind of profession and even valued by the employer nowadays over and above the technical skills. So, if there are two persons with the same technical skills but different in their soft skills ability, they both will be valued differently by the employers. There are many kind of soft skills like teamwork, problem-solving capabilities, adaptability, time management, leadership, and many more. But most important and evident among all these is the communication skill. Why is it so? Let us now learn that. The first and the foremost evident trait while interacting with anyone is our communication. A person notices us by how we speak. People will even build their impression about anyone from the way that the person communicates. I hope you all will agree on this. So now, let us understand what actually is communication and why is it so important in our lives. The word communication, its origin from the Latin word communicare, which means to share or to make common. The concept of sharing ideas, informations, feelings, emotions, all these things is central to the meaning of communication. It can be either verbal or non-verbal. Verbal and non-verbal are among the most ancient types of communication. Verbal communication comprises of speaking and listening, whereas non-verbal communication is expressed by way of body language and gestures. Like now you are seeing only my face. So my body language, my facial expressions, my gestures will play a very important role in explaining what I'm speaking. That will have a great impression on the mind of the people watching me. Also, there are other two types of communication, which is the written communication and the visual communication, which all of chartered accountants use day in and day out. Written comprises of emails, letters, reports, etc. Whereas visual includes images, charts, graphs, and multimedia. Now, we shall watch one small video of just 20 seconds to have an idea. So this was Mr. Bean, the favorite of all of us. By seeing him, we can see that he doesn't need words to communicate. His gestures and body language are quite enough. But from this, we can learn an important tip that even while communicating and speaking, our body language and our gestures play a very important part. So take utmost care of these two things also while communicating or while speaking. Nowadays, in the world of technology, the importance of visual communication and social media presence has also increased so much, which no one can deny. We also need to make the most of these two types of communication along with the others. In our everyday life, we communicate with so many people around us, right? But as soon as we have to communicate with some different set of people, or suppose in an official gathering, we lack this most important skill, that is communication. We have a fear of it. So today, let's dwell upon the various problems and difficulties which we face while communicating, and also look upon the solutions to improve our communication in a very easy and lucid manner, which each and everyone can implement and see the difference in their lives. The most important thing in an effective communication is to ensure that the message is clearly understood by the person as intended by the sender. The last phrase, as intended by the sender, is very important because what the communicator wants to convey is very important. Otherwise, it will lead into miscommunication rather than a good communication. This skill not only helps us to build up our profession, but also in our relationships and our day-to-day lives. So by improving this simple skill, we'll be able to sail our life easily, personally as well as professionally. We as chartered accountants need to polish this skill to shine in our profession and also in our lives. Effective communication is as crucial as financial expertise. As a chartered accountant, we are not just number crunchers, but we are storytellers, advisors, and trusted partners of our clients. Effective communication is a bridge between complex financial data and actionable insights. In a very simple language, we should explain anything. Avoid jargons or technical terms while talking to the client. Otherwise, the client will feel that we're just showing off our knowledge. Nowadays, all the information is available on social media, on Google. So even the client can search it himself. But why does he come to us? He comes to us for technical support, for getting a solution for his financial needs. So use the information available along with the personal touch. Show him that you have understood the matter, his problem very clearly, and then provide a detailed explanation or a solution to his problem. He should feel that the solution is just tailor-made for him. That will create a very good impression on the client. The another one, which I feel is the most important, is active listening. This is very important according to my personal experience. Pay attention whenever the client is speaking. Make an eye-to-eye contact. Don't avoid eye-to-eye contact. Always show that you are listening to him. It also reflects your confidence part. Ask questions to the client for further clarification if you need. While having communication, show empathy towards the client also and towards his problems. He will feel heard. Nowadays, people seek those persons who are ready to listen. Be that listening ear to the client. That will create an unending bond with the client, and he will never even think of leaving you as a CA. So understand all these things and imbibe in your communication skills. Sometimes we should cater to his emotional needs also. Sometimes we should remember the important days of his life, like his birthdays, anniversaries, and wish him on those special days. These creates a personal touch with the client. These kind of small gestures are very important to build a long-lasting relationship with the client. Here I will share you my personal experience. I usually have the habit of wishing everyone on their birthdays. Even in my office, I do so. But once I forgot to wish one of my staff member. So in the afternoon, he came to my cabin and he asked me, "कि madam, आपने आज मुझे wish नहीं किया?" I told him, "Okay, I forgot." And he told me that, "Madam, I was waiting for your wish." So for that, I can understand that how important our wish is to a person. And that person feels so important if we wish him, right? So make these small habits. Nowadays, even banks and even our ICICI wishes us on our birthday in the form of a message. If you can't do it personally, then try to set up a system which can auto-generate the messages for your clients and his important days. The other important strategy is provide constructive feedback to the client. This world is full of criticism, so you don't be one among them. Always be the one who gives constructive feedback and solutions after knowing the whole matter and understanding the whole problem of the client. Offer feedback which is practical, actionable, and also deliver the same with utmost respect. Humility is a very great quality which you can win the hearts of people. A person who is humble can easily win the hearts of other people, and he will be on a big pedestal for the client too. Next is learn to manage emotions. Be aware of your own emotions as well as the emotions of your client. Emotions impact our communication the most. It is a common saying that we can change our mood, but we cannot change the words which we spoke in that mood. Just like the tir from Kaman. So we should have control over our speech when not in correct emotions. That is very important. Our clients and our family may adjust to our mood and the words spoken in that mood, but not our clients. So be very careful while communicating with the clients if you are not in a good mood. Also, it is equally important to take the care of emotions of our clients also. We should understand whether the client is in which mood and talk to him accordingly. If we see that the client is very stressed, then we should try to make him controlled and happy and in a joyous mood and then communicate with him. All these small things play a very important part, and it leaves a permanent impression of you as a person in the minds of the client. Always मौका और जगह देख के बात करनी चाहिए. The next one is practice empathetic communication. Again, this is very important in this fast-paced world. Try to understand the perspective of other people. Nowadays, people just hear to respond, to answer back, and not understand the matter. You can be a good person who listens. By changing these small attitudes in their behavior, you can bring about a change in the way you communicate and also in your personality. As a chartered accountant, it is very important that we take care of our personality very much. Also, seek feedback from the client. Usually, people give advice and then forget. But you be the person that if the client doesn't give you the feedback, you just call him up, give him a normal call and ask, कि भाई what happened of the problem which we had discussed, asked him. These small things can create a very big impact. Follow-ups are also necessary to get the feedback on the matter. So we can also understand that whether our solution or advice worked or not. This will cultivate a respect for you in the eyes of the client. These are some of the small strategies which you can work upon on a daily basis and bring about a change in your personality so that you attract your kind of people. And also, you know that aura is very important. All these small differences in your personality will change your aura. And it is said that your vibe attracts your tribe. As we all know, energy is very contagious. Your energy will attract you, your kind of people. So be good in your energy. So you will attract people who are good in their energy. And it is good to have clients, good clients with good energy. Be a vibe so that people are drawn towards you. These simple tips will go a long way and help you professionally as also in your personal relations. Also, one thing to remember here is that a person who is satisfied with relationship with his own self and also with his immediate family is the person who can build a strong connection to other people. So first, satisfy your own self. Next, satisfy your family. And then see the difference. You will automatically satisfy your clients. Now we shall see a small video which will let you know the effectiveness of communication.
style, and subconscious beliefs. We'll also explore self-awareness, ego, and emotional intelligence.
Next slide.
As when you know yourself and how to manage your ego and emotions, your interpersonal skills will vastly improve. Communicating with others involves a range of skills and abilities. These include building rapport, being assertive, coaching, delegating, giving and receiving feedback, conflict resolution, body language, running great meetings, and more. Finally, when it comes to having an impact in the world, networking, branding yourself, presentation skills, and projecting confidence and credibility through finding your authentic voice and message are among the areas we will explore. Not only are communication skills fascinating and fun to learn about and practice, they truly make a great difference in your professional effectiveness and personal fulfillment. There is nothing more powerful than knowing who you are, what you think, what you want, what you have to offer, and how to communicate that to the world.
So we have seen this small video which shows the importance of communication in our lives. Now let us see some barriers for effective communication, and we will also see the solutions, how we can remove these barriers. Mainly there are 5 kinds of barriers. First is the physical barrier. Always choose a place which is quiet and conducive for your talks with the client. The place always creates an ambience, and it is the first impression and the atmosphere, perfect atmosphere for effective communication. Avoid places where there is noise, disturbance, or interruptions. Here, let me make it clear that the place does affect, but always put your mobile phones aside while speaking to the client in any kind of communication, whether with the client or it's a personal communication. This shows how attentive you are to the other person, and the other person feels heard. That is very important. The second barrier is the barrier of the language. Nowadays, we all live in big cities and we have cosmopolitan people staying in these cities. So try to converse in the language in which the client is more comfortable with you. Try to engage some discussions in his vernacular language also. Understand that communication with the client is very important in his own language. In that way, he will understand what you want to convey to the client. Also, the next thing is psychological barriers. Psychological barriers are like prejudice towards a particular class or a sect. Always be unbiased while communicating with the client. Very important, avoid political or religious talks with the client because these two topics can break any bond. Try to communicate on these two topics only if you find that you and the client are on the same page on these two topics. Otherwise, please avoid it. Next is, don't shower the communication with overload of information. Deliver only that much which is enough for the client to digest. नहीं तो बदहज़मी हो जाएगी. Too much information can even confuse the client and also make it difficult for him to focus and understand. The actual matter will be forgotten here. The last is lack of feedback. Always reassure whether your client has understood what you want to convey. Misunderstanding may create blunders which are irreparable. Misunderstanding is more harmful than even good communication. So avoid that. Ask the client whether he understood your matter or not. Avoid selective perception also. It means that don't just hear what you want to hear. Also understand it from the perspective of the client. Everyone has a different point of view. So understand that whether the thing which you had understood is the perspective of the client or not, and then share your own perspective to the client. Understand this very easily. Knowing your client is very important. So know your audience, define your purpose, choose the right medium, be clear and concise, active listening, productive and constructive feedback, practice empathy, and avoid selective perception. All these things, write it down, jot it down. Also, you can share which points you feel important in making a difference in your lives. You may jot it down in your notepad and then think and ponder upon it, that from these things, which is the most important thing which you can rectify and improve your communication. What you would like to improve. Just, I'm giving 20 seconds. Think upon it. We shall now see one video which shows the importance of proper communication. This video shows us the importance of effective communication. The last one saved his life by effectively communicating. So effective communication is very important rather than communicating anything and speaking anything. So understand the importance and speak only those words which are necessary and effective. We'll see some barriers to effective communication. There are 5 barriers. First is the physical barrier. Always choose a place where you can talk conveniently to the client. Avoid any place which is not conducive and the environment is not good. The second is the language barrier, which we're seeing. Try to converse in that language only. The third, which we saw, is the psychological barriers. Avoid any kind of prejudice. Be completely unbiased. Don't overload the information to the client. And the next is be courteous. Now we go to the next important thing, 7 C's of communication. Before that, we should understand that knowing our client is very important. We usually have known the term KYC, that is, know your customers. But for us, our customers are our clients. So know your clients perfectly fine and then only communicate with them. Now we can skip to the second thing, the 7 C's of communication. Use these 7 C's of communication as an important checklist in all your written and oral communications. These are very important. Also, please jot them down in your notepad. They are very effective. The first one is the communication should be very clear. It should be as clear as possible. Avoid any phrase which has more than one meaning and makes it difficult for the client to understand. Put yourself in the place of the client and see whether the client will be able to understand your matter or not. Talk in a manner in which he can grasp. जैसे हम बच्चों के साथ बच्चे बनकर बात करते हैं. Be concise. Keep your talks short and sweet and to the point. Avoid irrelevant talks which drifts away from the issue. This creates a sense of responsibility. The client is not interested in knowing any other matters other than his problems. Third is be concrete in your talks. Avoid vague answers to any kind of questions of the client. Suppose if you don't know the answer to any question which the client puts to you, then tackle it smartly. Fix some other day and give an appointment to the client. But also it is important that the day on which you give appointment to the client, reach out to the client on that day. Ask him and tell him that you have come up with the solution. Be present on that decided day of the client. That shows your commitment and dedication to your work. We'll see one video for commitment.
commitment करते हैं.
This dialogue is so famous. एक बार मैंने commitment कर दी, फिर मैं खुद की भी नहीं सुनता. We should also be like that. Once we commit, we should keep that promise. The next point is correct. Always be correct and authentic in your replies to the client. Giving haphazard replies without any proper relevant details make you lose the trust of the client. So be as authentic as possible. Don't try to use the phrase fake it till you make it over here. Please avoid that. The next point is coherent. It means that your communication should be logical. Your points should be relevant to the topic of discussion. Your tone and the flow of the communication should be very smooth. Stick to the topic by connecting each and every dot of the topic. Stay organized and prevent any kind of confusion or misunderstanding. Also, I would suggest that avoid last time delays in all your communications. Be fully prepared earlier so that you can be at calm and composure, so that you can deliver what you want to deliver. The next is the communication should be complete, which means that your message should be conveyed in its entirety, ensuring that the client has understood all the required information fully, and he will be able to take the actions accordingly. If the matter is long and complicated enough, ask the client whether he has understood the matter or not. Make him repeat what you have told him, and then get the feedback whether he has understood it clearly. There should be no room for ambiguity, because all this involves financial matters which are irreversible. Set of instructions should be very clear and non-ambiguous. The last one is courteous. Very important. It emphasizes politeness, respect, and consideration for the feelings of the client and their perspectives. It should make him feel comfortable and not irritated or agitated. Be mindful of your tone, irrespective of your mood. Avoid offensive or insensitive remarks. This will foster positive relationships and understanding. Also, one thing is very important, which I have seen, that you should be easily approachable by the client. Sometimes the system of the office is so complex that it is difficult for the client to approach you directly. Maybe he can approach your assistants. But always set up a system in your office where the client can reach directly to you also if the matter is quite important and urgent. So set up a system. All these systems, small systems in your office, in your organization is very important, so that the client feels that he can approach you at any time, he's heard. Now we'll revise all these 7 C's of communication. The first one, what did we see? Write it down, please. Clear. Next is concise. Third is concrete. Next is correct and coherent. Other is complete and courteous. Be courteous, be polite. These are the 7 C's of communication. Please jot it down and make it a point where you need any kind of improvement to improve your communication skills. Think upon it, ponder upon it. What among these 7 C's are necessary for you to change your own personality? One thing, other C is also there, which according to me is the most important. The next C is clarity. I feel this C is the most important point. Clarity is of utmost importance, not only while talking to the client, but also while communicating with the universe. As you all know, I am also a healer and into occult sciences. This topic has come up for me. Clarity with the universe is very important. Universe listens to us whenever we are clear in our ask. Understand that. Universe always delivers and manifests our desires if we communicate with full clarity and precision. I have seen many instances in my life wherein I feel that the universe has fulfilled many of my desires and wishes, but not in the way in which I wanted it to be. So, and on deeper analysis, I found out that universe has given me everything, but I was not clear in my ask with the universe. So clarity in your ask is very, very important. You will get whatever you want. So believe in that also and communicate with full clarity. It was always the lack of clarity in your thoughts that the universe is not giving you the things which you need. So ask should be clear, precise, and on dot. I hope you got this point very clear. Clarity is so much important. Next is emotional barriers. Usually when someone talks about communication, people don't discuss about this topic. But I feel that emotional aspects are also to be touched upon because these are very important. People neglect emotions and only see the physical presence or appearance. According to me, taking care of the emotions of your clients is so very important that it can even hide any of your other bad qualities. If you feel and feel the person very important and make him emotionally boosted, that person will definitely listen to you always. So ponder upon these emotional aspects during your communication. Today we'll see some of the emotional aspects which hinder our communication. These are very important. Please note it down. The first and the very important among them is the fear of judgment. Fear can significantly impact our communication. It raises anxiety and nervousness, which makes it difficult to articulate our thoughts. It is very rightly said, yes, सबसे बड़ा रोग क्या कहेंगे लोग? We always think what people will think about us. If we will start thinking that what people will think about us, then what will people think? Give them a chance to think about us, right? And you be at ease. So we hesitate in expressing our opinions and thoughts also in front of any people or public at large also, because we feel that it will not be in coherence with their mood. All this hesitation is also reflected in our own behavior. It is shown in our personality also. That shows lack of your confidence in interacting with people. There is also a fear of being misunderstood or misinterpreted by the people around us. We fear that if we speak anything, there are chances of being misunderstood or misinterpreted. And so we avoid speaking only. But that is not a solution. Speaking and sharing our thoughts is very important. Of course, speak in a clear manner, which we all discussed in the earlier points, and make it unambiguous so that you're not misunderstood or misinterpreted. And one most important thing, which I always tell everyone, that before you speak, use your mind and your brain, then use your tongue. So that is very important. First, it should pass through your mind and then it should come out through your mouth. Try to overcome this fear by simple tools, like maybe take 3 deep breaths. Even before this session, I did all these things. 3 breaths, taking deep breaths are very important to calm down your mind. Yeah, but rest assured that 3 deep breaths, inhale from your nose and exhale from your mouth. This is very important. Also, make meditation as your daily practice. It should be set in your daily routine. I know we always lack time, but you can do meditation even for 5 or 10 minutes. Even in any place, it's not necessary to sit in silence only. You can put up a small music of your choice and meditate on it. Sit in silence daily also. Without meditation also, it is very necessary to sit in silence with your own self, without music or without any kind of activity. Just focus on your breath. That is very important. That is connecting to your own self. This tool will be very important in calming your mind. And if you calm your mind, that will definitely be reflected in your speech. Whenever you speak, you will speak the correct words. It will be coherent. It will be understood by the opposite person, whatever you speak. These small tools are very important in our daily lives to bring about a poise in your personality. Also, this fear may sometimes lead us to avoid certain kind of important communications and conversations, which may even result in our loss of our business also. We may procrastinate also certain important issues in this fear. So please avoid that. Speak up. Speaking is necessary, but take care what you speak. We should use this fear actually as a tool for our own benefit. It can motivate us to be more prepared. We can use this fear. We can motivate ourselves. We can also be more cautious while communicating with other people. So try to overcome this fear. One of my mentors says that judgment brings you more success. So think that even if people judge you, it will bring you more success anyways. So let them judge you, but you be in your own self. I will share one personal experience of mine to give you an example how I also experienced this. When I joined my current job over 22 years back, I was the most junior in my organization in respect to my age in my department. And when any of the staff used to retire, we used to have a farewell function for him, wherein we used to invite our past municipal chief auditor. Whenever he used to come, he always used to insist me that I give a small speech. And every time I used to deny. In one such function, he told me that whenever now he comes for the next function, He would like me to speak. And he told me that start practicing it from today in front of the mirror. But that was 22 years back. Nowadays, technology has improved so much. We have our own mobile phones with us. So record your video in your mobile phone. Then watch it. See what mistakes you have taken. Understand the flaws in the video, the way you speak, the way you look, the way your eyes are. Improve all these things. And then you will be a good speaker. Be confident. The next fear is the fear of rejection. This fear is also a very big emotional and mental block for effective communication. We have the fear of rejection and failures, but that is okay to fail, right? And who else knows better than a chartered accountant? Every one of us have failed at least once in our examinations. It is very important also. But in my articleship, one of my seniors used to say jokingly that whoever fails in the exam of CA has a very strong base as compared to the ones who pass at the first attempt. So that motivated me. So don't be afraid of the fear of failure and rejection. I know we all fear that, but try to overcome these fears. Make yourself strong day by day. All these things will not be improved in a single day. It will take time, but work upon it. Also, persistency and consistency is the key. Work upon it daily. Improve upon it for at least total 21 days at a stretch. Try to improvise it, and then you will see the change in your behavior, your personality, and all these things. And all things will fall into place day by day. We can use this fear as a stepping stone to move on the path of success. Learn from your failures. Failures make you understand what is now not to be done rather than what needs to be done. This phrase is very important. We can understand what is not to be done rather than what needs to be done. Please note this down also. You will find many success stories, but behind all these success stories, there are n number of failures. So keep going. Taking the first step is always the most important. We have also heard the example of Thomas Alva Edison, who invented bulb. He failed for 10,000 times before making the actual bulb which we use today. There is an important quote from Thomas Alva Edison. He told that I have not failed. I have just found 10,000 ways that won't work for me. That is so precise and so motivating, right? Use these failures as a stepping stone. This lesson was again given to me in my own life by a chartered accountant only, where I used to work in my earlier days. One day he wanted to go me for some industrial audit. I was not actually ready to go there, and I have always been very bad at roads. So I asked him that I don't know the area, sir. I requested him. He asked me very politely and nicely that, is it okay you don't know the road? Then you definitely have to go there. I was taken aback by that. At that time, I felt it very bad. I was so hurt and I was actually not feeling to go. But then at this point of time, I understand that it had given me the very important lesson of overcoming my failure. This turned to be a very important lesson. So come out of your comfort zone. Do whatever you fear. I always do that. I fear water, so I started and joined my swimming activities. I always try to overcome my fears. These fears need to be overcome cautiously, very importantly. Only then we will break our comfort zones and we will come out of it. There is no success story in a comfort zone. Comfort zone always attracts failure. Stories of success are built only when you come out of your comfort zone. Coming back to my story, I reached that place asking other people the road. I'm talking about the days 22 years back. So that time there were no mobiles, no GPS facilities, and there were not even the pakka roads at that time in those industrial areas. But I made it, and I reached the point. I felt it as a success, though a small one. But these small success helps us to raise our confidence level. This confidence level helps us to undertake another fear and overcome it. So take these small steps daily and try to overcome them. The third is past experiences. Past experiences play a very pivotal role. Though this is not a mental block actually, but many of us have actually experienced it. That people may have mocked you, maybe for anything, your speech or your looks or your any other drawback. But don't get intimidated by all the opinions of others. Use these taunts as a stepping stone for your self-development. We have seen so many examples of successful people who have been mocked earlier because of some of their drawback. At this time, I can remember the example of Hrithik Roshan. We all know that he used to stammer in his childhood, but he worked upon that. He worked upon his flaw. And now see what he has achieved, great success. If we look to him at present, can we even know that he had this problem? Today, he has achieved success by overcoming this difficulty of his. Even this physical difficulty can be overcome. So work upon it. These things help us to raise our determination. I am sharing a small video of a child where you will understand the power of determination.
Big boys love to run. Even big boys hate when they're out normal. Love no all right. She comes in. Just get up and stand tall. Get up when you fall. Who wanna stand tall? Sometimes things get tough. You are good enough. Only you stick around.
This video shows us the determination of the child that even if we fall, we should always get up, stand up. Even if we don't get support, stand up and always stand up. Don't sit down and be. Hello, am I audible? Hello? Am I audible? Tech team, am I audible? Yeah, so we continue. I hope I'm audible. This video of the child shows the determination of the child. Always get up. Always get up and stand. Don't fall back. Also, it is very important that when anyone says no to you, that is also a sign for your own growth. When people say no to you, it is a sign that you have to stand up for yourself. It is a sign that you have to grow. A no is a powerful tool for your growth. It was also rightly said by Albert Einstein that I'm thankful to the people who said no so that I did it myself. I also had many instances in my life where I had listened no, even from the loved ones. Specifically, that hurts us a lot when loved ones says no. But then use it as a tool to grow. When someone says no, you can do it on your own self. All these things are to be learned. People are put in your lives for your growth. Understand that. That people, every people in your life is your teacher. These teachers come in our life to hold our hand for our own growth. Though growth is very difficult at the first time, we don't like these kind of growths. But it is very important that we take all these lessons, which as earlier I've shared, that many people by saying no, by telling me that this is to be done, have helped me grow. They have helped me to overcome my barriers, physical as well as emotional, and grow further in my life. All those small teachings have helped me in my life. In also in other circumstances, I always remember those kind of instances and push myself that yes, I could do then, I could do now also. Always understand these failures will make a better version of your own self. The next emotional barrier is trauma. Trauma affects the communication skill of a person extremely. Sometimes people experience deep traumatic conditions in their lives, which compels them to become introvert and hardly indulge in any communication thereafter. So, friends, I also had an experience of this kind of trauma in my life. When I lost both of my kids, my daughter who was 10 and my son was 6 years old in 2013. 12 years have passed to that incident. I lost both of them in just a span of 3.5 months. So you can understand the trauma of a mother. By the time I could come out of one trauma of losing my daughter, I had a blow of losing my son also. So you can understand that that was a severe blow for me. जोर का झटका जोर से ही लगा. Yes. It was very difficult for me to come out of that. I was in depression for 3.5 years, 3.5 long years. Severe depression. Prior to that, I was a very talkative and a chirpy person. But suddenly, I stopped communicating with anyone. Even in my office, I did not used to communicate. I used to sit in my cabin and cry for the whole day. I remained aloof from everyone. I stopped going to places where I used to go earlier. I stopped going anywhere and used to totally close myself in my own home or either my office. But after long 3.5 years, I realized that it is very important to come out of it. People are never interested in your depression. So one day I made it a point that I should stand up. I should stand up for myself. I took up the challenge. I underwent the change. I worked upon myself. I tried to heal myself. I'm still on my healing journey. I can't say that I've healed myself completely, but yes, I'm definitely in the process of healing. And for this reason also, I learned various modalities, and now I'm here in front of you speaking again. It really took me great pains to overcome all these things. But yes, I can say that I have overcome almost 70% of all these traumatic incidences now. Of course, there are phases when I feel that, but these phases, the effect of these phases have quite lessened in my life. I have learned to live now. I have learned to love my own self now. Please understand that any trauma comes in your life to change you, to make you a better version of yourself. So this trauma changed me a lot. These things also helps us to be more empathetic towards others. We should understand the pain of others. We should understand how other people feel. We should step in the shoes of other people. Then we will understand that what that other person thinks or feels in his own life. There is nothing written on the head of the people that what trauma they are undergoing. Usually we find written anything at the back of the car usually nowadays, that this car is driven by not so physically good people. But it is not written on our head that this person is going through a mental trauma. So understand, each and every person you come across is going through some or the other, small or big mental traumas. But learn to deal with them with kindness, with empathy. For these things, I learned various modalities. However, these things require immense courage and determination also. I also understood one important lesson, that only you can help yourself. No one will come to save you. You have to be your own savior. So just stand up for your own self. We also saw in the last video of the child, right? How she stood up for her own self. She fell, she stood up again. She fell, she stood up again. We have also to do that in our own life also. These things are very important in building our personality. These changes in personality, in turn, develops our communication effectivity also. You feel that these things don't have any relation to communication. But believe me, these things are as important as any other thing for communication, because these things shape our personality, and our personality defines how we speak, how well we speak with all. The next important emotional aspect is criticism. We all face criticisms at some point of time or the other. However, this criticism shatters us when it comes from our loved ones. But remember that it is a tool again to become more stronger. We should rise like a phoenix from the ashes. It is very important. Even today, someone of you may feel that I did not present properly, or my presentation was, or PPT was not good, or I could not present myself correctly. All these criticisms will definitely come, and it can come to anyone and everyone. But rise above these criticisms. I will take this criticism as a constructive feedback for my own improvement. I will rise above this. I will try to change the things which I will feel that it was not good of on my part. Next time, I will definitely try to improvise that, work upon it, and be better presentable in front of you next time, maybe. So, rise above these criticisms, judgments, experiences, traumas, all these things cannot shape our personality. Come out of that. People also may make fun of us, but We always have experienced that all these times, many a times, especially in our childhood also. Childhood में बहुत जन हमारा मजाक उड़ाते थे. These kind of incidences are very common in each and everyone's life. There are many incidences will leave a very deep and permanent impact on our inner self. Our inner self will be so much hurt by these incidences that sometimes after passing of 30, 40 or even 50 years, we remember that simple small incident that happened in our life. Try to remember. You all must remember all such kind of incidences in your life too, which you still remember. Maybe some your classmate have done something, your teacher may have scolded you, your parents, or sometimes your relatives, your close relatives, your cousins. All these things, all these persons may have hurt you sometime or the other. But main thing is the hurt which you still carry in yourself till today, even after a span of so many years. These things need to be healed. These traumas need to be healed by various modalities. Take external help also from healers, coaches, therapists, psychologists, or even psychiatrists. Again, don't go into the zone of kya kahenge log. People always fear going to a psychiatrist. People will think that only mad people or who need some mental consultation need to go to a psychiatrist. Please don't think so. I had also taken the help of psychiatrists in my depression. There is no problem in going to a psychiatrist. We don't feel any kind of problem in going to a doctor who treats our physical illness, but we feel shame and hurt in going to a psychiatrist. Take this belief system out of you. Take the help. Nowadays, these kind of help are so very easily available and accessible. Use these tools. Go to healers. Go to coaches. I also feel nowadays that it is very important to have a personal coach, a personal life coach for each and every person. These days are days of stress and anxiety in our personal life as well as in our professional life. So it's necessary, friends, to go to certain kind of persons for healing. These people will give you simple tips and tricks which will help you come out of those emotions, those traumas, those past experiences, those fun-making experiences which you still remember of your life. Come out of it. Take help. Don't be ashamed. Sorry. Don't be ashamed by any of these things. I have taken all these help. Today also I have a mentor. Sorry. I have my mentor. Every day I take lessons from them. I usually have everyday classes from 7 to 9 from my mentors. I am not ashamed in speaking all these things. I have learned many modalities and healed myself. And this is a never-ending process. We need to learn till our life continues. Life never stops giving lessons to us. All these are testing and trial times. Come out of it. Also, friends, I'm a firm believer of learning, as it is only these learnings that we will carry in our DNAs. People run after money, but all these things will be left in this world itself. We won't be able to carry it forward. It is only the learnings which we will be able to carry forward in our lives. उसी का हिसाब होगा, ऊपर सिर्फ उसी का हिसाब होगा. Not the money part which you earned. Only thing is how you behaved with other people, how you communicate with other people, how you show empathy towards your fellow beings, towards your person from your fraternity itself. If you have flourished as a chartered accountant in your career, try to help someone else. Bring them up. Help these people. You can, even after being a senior chartered accountant, you can teach your juniors on not only the technical skills, but also these kind of skills, that how to communicate with the client, how to present yourself, All these go a long way. So start investing in yourself. Upgrade your skills, upgrade your life, and thereby upgrade your DNA and live a fulfilling and phenomenal life. By now, you all know that I'm a healer and a coach also. So I'm now going to discuss some other modalities, also other tools and techniques, which will help us to improve our communication skill. First is throat chakra meditation. Nowadays, we all understand these terminologies. The throat chakra is properly based in our throat, that is our neck part. We should daily do this meditation with the beach mantra of hum every day. You can even chant Om for that matter. These things help to improve your communication. You can even put a YouTube video on that and just listen to it. You may do either in silence also or otherwise also. I know that people nowadays don't have time. So you won't have a time to play this in your car also. You can do that. You don't have time to take out your time in your morning session. It may be a quite of hurry in your daily routine. But play while you are going to your office, while driving back from the office, you can do that. Sometimes we feel that if we drive in the car, we won't be able to hear it clearly and it won't make a difference to us. But understand that these are sound vibrations. These work upon us even when we don't listen to it consciously. It affects our subconscious mind and heals that. The effect of all these things goes to our subconscious mind and not to our conscious mind. You can sometimes, if you don't get time or forget it, you can even put it when you are asleep in a very small, low volume. These go into your subconscious mind and you will feel even better when you start your day in the morning. You can put even certain meditations, the guided meditations which you get on YouTube. You can put this at night and sleep. You will find that morning will be very good. And if your morning is very good, then definitely your whole day will be good. Second thing which I would like to point upon is that words have power. Understand the power of words. Why are words called spellings? Because they cast a spell. They cast a spell on the person speaking as well as on the person listening. The power that the word carry has an unimaginable potential beyond one can imagine. Choose your words very wisely. That is, your communication should be correctly, as this have the power to come true. We all know, we have all listened to our dadis, nannies, that Saraswati Devi comes on our tongue one time during a day. And when we speak at that time, that becomes true for us. Why was it said so? It is not that it will come only one time of the day. Then how we will know which one time of the day she comes out of our tongue? It is a metaphor used that we should always speak good things, that whenever Devi Ma comes on our tongue and that thing becomes correct. So it is a guidance given to us that we should speak correctly all the time. So speak correctly. Use the power of your words for your own betterment, for your own improvement, for your own positivity, to raise your vibrations. The next we will discuss is communication with our own self. Communication with self is very important. I actually did not understand the importance of communication with self earlier. But later on, I found out that it is a very important task and a tool for us. This is very underrated. The things we usually speak to ourselves carry immense potential to come true. So choose the words wisely. The self-talk is the most important talk. Choose the correct positive kind of communication. You can even try journaling every day. Journaling is putting down your thoughts on paper. Very important nowadays. You will find many videos on the YouTube also how to journal. There may be two types of journaling according to me. One is the things which you put down on a paper which is disturbing you, the negative things. Put all the things which has happened during the whole day on a paper, especially at night. Do this exercise. Vent out whatever you want to speak to anyone and you could not speak. Whatever hurted you during the day. If someone spoke ill about you and you know that, jot down all the things on the paper and then tear the paper. You can even burn the paper if you feel like, if you are quite frustrated and angry about all the things. You may burn it and see that how you feel relieved and relaxed after that exercise. The next type of journaling is writing down your ideas. There may be many times during the day when you get a bulb on idea. Usually we think that we will remember it, but we don't remember these things. Believe me, write it down. Write it down, keep a journal, keep a diary with you permanently. Write down all the ideas that come to you during any part of the day. These ideas and this diary will be immense help to you in your later days. Even it may help you after 1 or 2 years also. You will find that you had an idea and you worked upon it and you achieved some kind of success in your life. So know that self-talk, these kind of exercises with your own self is a very important tool. I will give you one small tip also that even before meeting a client, either it may be at your place or at some other place, first going to that place, visualize that place. Visualize the probable communication which you will have with your client. Of course, in a positive manner. Think about where will you sit, where will the client sit. Always have a thing running in your mind. What will be the things which you will speak, how he will respond, whether he will take your words correctly or not. Think all these things in your mind. That will create a positive vibe within you. And it will also help you boost your own confidence. All these things are not Mungeri Lal ke Haseen Sapne. Don't tell anyone about it because people make fun of everything. They don't spare any person. They don't spare anyone in this world. Ambani's की भी लोग मजाक उड़ाते हैं. So that doesn't make him any less. We also like to earn like Ambani's, right? So he is also in so much allowance. He lets people judge him. Earlier also I told you that judgment is very important for success. Let people judge you and you will be more successful. क्या हर्ज है उसमें? Be judged and be more successful. The fourth thing is what we speak is important, definitely, but more important is how we speak. That is the tone of our communication. The tone which we speak of our speech is so important in our communication that we underestimate it. It has the power either to build or to break any relationship. For that, politeness is also a very major ingredient in the dish of communication. It is necessary to sprinkle politeness in every communication of ours. If we are not polite in our tone, understand, if we are anger, that shows in our tone. We will see in the next slide also this kind of communication, this tone of communication. The earlier thing when we were silent, and see the difference in this tone. If we are angry, the tone gets so bad. So always speak with politeness and kindness to any person, either be it your client or specifically to your loved ones, your family members. And if you talk politely with your family members, that will create your habit to talk with everyone in that manner. Because कहते हैं ना, charity begins at home. So start doing all these things at your home so that you can do these things when you go out also in the world. Friends, also remember that age is also just a number. We can start learning at any age all these skills which we discussed. Irrespective of the age, start learning it. Some of you may be 50 or 60 or maybe more than that. You might not be practicing also. But these skills are necessary for our day-to-day lives also. So imbibe these teachings every day and try to improvise your skills. This will make you a better person. Each and every day is a new day for us. I started learning all these things after the age of 45. Can you believe it? I started my second inning then. But I'm not ashamed to share about it. In fact, I'm very proud to discuss about it because I think that if I discuss this thing, it will motivate some other person also. Also, I did all these things without any kind of support or push from anyone else. People always used to drag me down कि अब इतना क्यों सीख रही है at the age 45, what is the need for you to learn all these things? But I did not take it as a discouragement. जितना लोग ना बोलते हैं उतनी ही मुझे encouragement मिलती है. So always take it as an encouragement tool. Don't be intimidated by people. People will always say. Remember, self-motivation and discipline is the key. Please be self-motivated. There will not be always anyone to motivate you. You can hear motivational talks, but it will motivate you only for that moment only. You have to motivate your own self. Nobody else can do that for you. So now let us see that what are the things which we learned for this. First is the throat chakra meditation. Second is words have power, so use it as spells. The third is communication with your own self. The next is what we speak and how we speak, that is the tone of our communication. And the last but not the least, is it not just a number? Start learning. Start learning from today itself. So friends, mastering the skill of communication and using the various tools and techniques, we will become more than just accountants. We will be the trusted advisors, strategic partners, and effective communicators. So let's strive from today itself to communicate with impact, empathy, and precision, and leave your mark on the client and also in this world. The world also needs to be healed. Not only the people, but Mother Earth also needs to be healed. Learn these skills so as to embrace this multifaceted role of ours as a chartered accountant and celebrate our value beyond numbers. We have started with numbers, but don't end with numbers. Be empathetic. Empower yourself for your own business growth, decision-making capabilities, and thereby your success. Your success will be the success of our chartered accountancy fraternity also. Success is often the result of effective communication. Here we'll see a video on effective communication. Hello. Yeah, you remember this video which we had seen earlier? So use this video. Yes, yes. You remember the last part of this video, right? So everyone was eaten by the bear, but the rabbit saved himself from the bear by making the right kind of effective communication. That is the importance and effectiveness of communication. We have seen that sometimes even intelligent people can't build a good and successful business. But a person with beautiful and impactful communication skills can build empires. So let's strive to build our own empires and take our profession to great heights. Thank you, dear friends. Thank you very much for listening to me patiently and devoting your precious time to me, especially in the evening. Gratitude always. Also, one more thing, that gratitude always been gratitude. Gratitude attracts and gives you more reasons to be thankful for. I will give one more tip also before going, that maintain a gratitude journal. Daily write 3 gratitudes every day in a diary. If some days don't go good, we all know that every day is not a day of gratitude. But on that day, write a gratitude that today I woke up. Many people don't woke up. And I know the importance of waking up in the morning because my daughter had passed out in her sleep. So I know the importance of even waking up the next day. I learned all the things in a difficult way, but I feel that people should learn before these difficulties come to them. Don't learn it the hard way, learn it the easy way. Gratitude is so important. I'm seriously today very grateful, very full of gratitude for all the people around me who have helped me, the technical team, our moderator, and every person who helped me in this journey. Also, I would like to thank CA Jai Chaira, who gave me this opportunity to speak today in front of you. You may like it or not. Please give your feedback to me. And this is my Insta QR code. You can scan it. I daily post some motivational messages on my Insta just to start your day and have a good day for the whole day. Every day I post small motivational messages, but that makes your day. Sometimes we also feel that what you need to hear comes to you in the form of messages or comes to you in the form of a music. So pay importance to that thing which you see as a message or a music. Maybe one of your message which I post every day in the morning makes your day, makes you feel good. So please follow that. Thank you very much, CA Pragya. Over to you now.
Thank you, madam. You have given a life lesson learning, we can say, and from your own journey to reach out our own life problem. It's really good to hear all these things from you, ma'am. And let me see if we have any questions from the participant. Let me check the chat box once. So I think there's no questions at this time at our chat box. So we will definitely close the session here and definitely will connect to you, ma'am, further. And it's a privilege to me once again to give vote of thanks to Minaz, ma'am. Uh, Thank you, ma'am. And yes, it has been such an honor to be a part of this wonderful webcast on Speak Up, Stand Out, the Art of Connecting, organized by Professional Skill Enrichment Committee, ICAI. On behalf of the Professional Skill Enrichment Committee, ICI, we would like to extend our heartfelt gratitude to our speaker, CM Minaz Cyrus Surti, her enlightening session. A wide round of applause and thanks to the organizer, Professional Skill Enrichment Committee ICAI. Our today's speaker, CA Minaz ma'am, and other stakeholders made this webcast a memorable one. Finally, we would like to thank you all present here and helping us make this webcast a grand success. Thank you, one and all. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for your support.